Okay. How can I convey in the moment successfully regarding episode 8 with Ken Clay, the WorldFest director, and nationally acclaimed vibraphonist Dick Sisto, who are best friends, and both you guys are in their 70s, and how can I convey how special that interview, talking with them, was? And honestly, I cannot. To me, this was they both told me that it was very, especially with Dick and his health, and it's like, I was only going to get one shot to interview them, and for me, this was the most damage to not have this episode shared, because when all is said and done, I look bad in their eyes, and I look up to Ken, and I don't know Dick well, but I got to know Dick better that day. He knew Thomas Merton, and I got to know Ken better that day. I mean, I really respect that man. He's a phenomenal human being, and a very important figure in the city of Louisville. Being a historian of Black culture, and preserving the memory of Walnut Street, just in the same way I'm trying to preserve the memory of this podcast. It's like images. He's got all these images of what it was like to live in segregation and live in civil rights era, and that Walnut Street was a blessing. It was where both black and white people hung out, shopped, ate, went to nightclubs, saw comedians, whatever, all together. And when the urban removal project came, which he jokes called it the Negro Removal Project, it destroyed that, and it actually, ironically, made Louisville a little more segregated on a more subtle level. And he went into development as a result, and he's he had during that time he had his own shop, Corner Jazz, I think on 28th and Greenwood, that had African music and clothes and pictures of Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, and it's like, for someone who I can't capture the magic, and Dick Sisto, he's a famous musician in his own right, and he's got, he's played with well-known people, and he's like, there was a lot of name dropping in that episode, but that's good. I love it because it's sincere, because those are the people they know. I mean, like, he knew, like, Ken Clay knew Helen Humes, and Jeremy, that's actually Dick Sisto's son, but Dick Sisto, I didn't get to ask him about Columbia College, because that's where I went to school, and Dick Sisto did something with Columbia College. So I didn't get to ask him about that. We may have crossed paths and didn't even know it. But anyway, what was I saying? I cannot. Oh yeah, Thomas Merton. I mean, Dick Sisto knew Thomas Merton, who was a Catholic. I guess, was he a priest or a monk? I'm not sure. I should know. But he was a writer, essayist, and he changed the philosophy locally for the Catholic Church, and also nationally. He kind of liberalized and loosened up the Catholic Church through his writings and philosophies. And there's even a little bit of Buddhist influence in there. So it's talking with these men and talking about their friendship and their best friends, and it's just wonderful to see, and I cannot capture that. Is there anything else I should talk about that? Yes, I'm very sincerely sorry that nobody will get to see this beautiful episode. I know that I think they will, if the episode went well and worked well, and I think it did, they could have used it for their own purposes, and I'm sorry that it didn't happen. And I apologize to both of them, and I apologize to you all. But anyway.